It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hi, Vera.
Hello, Heather. How are you?
Man, I woke up a little stuffy this morning, so.
Uh-oh. It's not COVID.
I don't know. I mean, I hope not, but yeah, Baker's a germ.
Well, yeah, he's a petri dish.
Yeah. So he was stuffy this weekend and he's still stuffy this morning. So we kept him home from school, but now mommy's stuffy.
Yeah. Well, as long as you can taste and smell, that's what I've been told. That's a big part.
Some people don't have that either. It's just so the symptoms are so strange.
Well, I know they're all over the place. But actually, according to one of my, again, this sounds like, according to my sister's brother-in-law's cousins, who is a doctor. No, but my girlfriend's pediatrician said that 95% of the cases he's seen, the person loses their taste and smell. So
Yeah.
take that for what it's worth. So I don't know. I find that a little bit comforting. I had a girlfriend that was saying that she woke up in the middle of the night and she's really big on the smell of her sheets. Like she uses this like really amazing laundry detergent that's like super expensive, and I refuse to spend the money on it, but it does smell really good. And she woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't smell her sheets. So she started to freak out. So she's like, I had to get up and spray some perfume to make sure I could smell.
I'm drinking my my hot tea, and so with everything, yeah. Anytime like I feel like the slightest sniffle or anything, I've always been like, can I smell? Because I have a very, very sensitive smell.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh my gosh, I can smell things from like next door.
Yeah.
So if I can't smell something, then we know there's a problem. But I can still. My sense of smell is still highly there.
There you go. Well, I was trying to give you a little bit of peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm sure it's a cold. I mean, we both, Brad doesn't have it yet, but there's no temperature. There is a cough, but it's like in the morning when you get up, it's like everything's been just hanging there, and then it clears up through the day. So and it's not a consistent cough either. It's like a clear it out first thing in the morning, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, this time of year, that's what happens.
Oh yeah. Yep. But it's okay. It's okay. We are. I will survive this. I'm sure. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yes.
If not, do go on, please.
Yeah. I can't mom today without Heather.
You can. You just need to find someone equally as funny, which is going to be super difficult.
Well, there's that for sure.
So are you full swing holiday time? Because we have people that are, I'm sure, listen that are not.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of myself because I had a couple of people over and it forced me to get the tree up. Like usually I don't have the tree up till like mid-December. So we've got the tree up, we've got the decorations up. I'm very proud of us. We got it done. We got a really nice tree for a good price. So I was happy about that.
Wow. I'm surprised.
So I'm pretty proud. It's, it's all together, which is, now I just need to pledge to myself that I'm going to take the tree down before February.
Okay.
We'll check back later and see if that happens.
I'm plugging the lights after December.
So do you guys have any of your decorations up or anything?
Yeah, we went and got a Christmas tree this weekend, and it was because we do a real tree as well. But usually we get one that's like all full and just beautiful. But this year we decided to I found this tree lot here, and it's like native trees or something, and it's taken from Colorado, land. So which the big full ones are not typically, they're not native to Colorado. So they're less full, but they're just, I still think they're really pretty. And it goes to helping the I don't know what it's called, the forest, deforestation, essentially. Like, I don't know if that's the right word. Please, if I'm wrong about that.
Yeah.
But it's cleaning up the forest so that, there's less chance of all these fires. So that was important for me to I don't know if deforestation is the right word because I don't want it to be
Yeah,
a bad
controlled
thing.
burning. Like,
Well, it's not. Yeah, we're not. I mean, they're not controlling the burning, but they're cutting down these smaller trees or these trees to like thin it out a little bit so that these fires don't get crazy if and when they happen. And they also provide a discount for veterans. So I was like, we will support them.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's always good when you can do something that, helps people, especially nowadays.
And they were so nice. We're like, so we went in and they had a sign that said, if you're military, please identify yourself. And we're like, I guess maybe maybe there are specific trees that we can pick from or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Brad's like, it says, I have to identify myself. And they're like, nope, just thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Da, 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 da. And they were like so super nice about it. I was like, God.
Aww.
Yeah. I mean, it was nowhere near our house. So we drove with a tree on top of our roof, pounding it.
Oh no.
For like 40 miles. But you know what? Whatever.
You made it and the tree didn't fly off and into somebody's windshield. So
yeah, we went really slow. I had to pull off a couple times, let people over because I'm not going to be that person going 10 below the speed limit on 2-lane road. And so, but yeah, I love the tree. I love the organization that, they're providing. It was just all around good feeling. So yes, we decorated this weekend. We finished up the decorations and we still we're waiting for our outside lights to come in because we didn't have any prior to this year because
okay.
The house that we lived in before this didn't have any outside plugs.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
I've never heard of that. That's so strange.
The house was built in 1930 or something like that.
Oh, maybe
or
19.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an old house. So yes, no plugs on the outside. So we didn't have, and then we lived in an apartment before that. So
now you're in your big girl house.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put outside lights on. Of course, we don't do outside lights. I have one of those little inflatables. It's just like a snowman with a Christmas hat on.
You didn't do any lights on the outside? Why?
No.
Scrooge.
Right. Who's going to put them up? Who's going to be the one that says, okay, you guys, we got to put up the lights?
Your husband's retired.
No, not really.
You have a youthful son.
Yeah. Good luck wrangling now 18-year-old and not really supposedly retired, but not really husband. Yeah. Good luck with all that. I'm like,
you
I don't
can
have
pay
the
somebody
energy.
too.
True, but I'd rather save that money for Christmas presents. Screw it.
Hey, all right, Scrooge.
So I've got my one little blow up inflatable and my Christmas wreath, and that's all that the outside got.
Okay.
But
you can get you can even do one of those cheap ones and get one of those lights that just like projects onto the house.
That's true. You know what? I think we do have one of those, and I don't know where it is.
Get it out.
Yeah, I should probably get that out or get Jerry to get it out.
Yeah. Bring some joy. God.
So I posted on our Facebook page about the elf on a shelf. Luckily, my kid's 18 now, so I don't have to deal with the elf. Now the elf just, hangs out, which warning, if you're listening with kids anywhere around, we're talking about the elf. Okay.
So now's your chance. Scoot. This is a mommy only podcast.
Yes. So Chris the elf just sits and hangs out. I mean, he might still report back to Santa. Maybe he tells bad things about me. I don't know.
He probably does.
That's
why you got cold last year.
But I always used to mess up the elf. Do you do the elf on the shelf?
Over my dead body.
Yeah.
No, I like when I saw that coming, I was like, no. If I ever have kids, no. And there's actually a cartoon about it. And Brad let Baker watch. I was like, why are you doing that? I was like, I told you no elf on the shelf. And he's like, what? I was like, if he asks for one, so help me God, you're doing it all. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. Do not ask me to do it. It's not happening.
You're responsible for the elf. Yes, because in case somebody does not have an elf on the shelf, the rules are the elf supposedly watches your kids and reports back to Santa. And every night he's supposed to move. So he gets a different vantage point of watching everybody. So he shows up in different parts of the house. And the kids aren't allowed to touch him either. Because if you touch him, I think what it is he loses his magic or something. He or she loses their magic. So you're not supposed to touch them. They're supposed to move every night. And so there's all that. Well, first of all, if the kid's really little, I have friends who, the kid touches the elf. And then it's like, no, the magic is gone. So,
well, I think he's only in quarantine for like 24 hours. So I think is the deal.
Oh, is it that what it is? You put him in quarantine?
I don't know.
So,
I feel like that might be what happens, that he has to like go. I don't know.
Well, mine used to forget to move. Or, mommy would forget to move him. So he wouldn't, he would end up in the same place. I remember sometimes like I'd be getting Luke up for the day or whatever and be like, crap, I forgot to move the damn elf.
You go in there and go to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, oh. So I would just start making up stories about why the elf didn't move. Like, Mommy, why is the elf still sitting there over there? Well, he couldn't find a better spot for right now. So he's kind of scoping out a better spot. Or I'd say, well, he was really tired. I just make up all these excuses. So I asked our Facebook group what excuses their elf has had.
Yeah.
And some of them are pretty funny.
They were.
As one was, I tell my kids the elf got stuck.
Well, hold on.
Go to bed. Yeah.
First, let's really set them up. If you haven't seen the post, this is what the post actually is.
Okay. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to read it or I was. Okay.
No, I don't have it in front of me.
So I said, the elf on the freaking shelf. Great idea until you're responsible to move the darn thing every night. Let's be honest. We've all missed a night. What's your elf's excuse? And then I have, a funny meme. It's got, my elf on the shelf on day 2 of watching over my kids' behavior. And the guy's like, So.
And he might be smoking.
Yeah, he might be smoking. Yes, exactly. So the elf is just like, this is too much for me. So when mom forgot to move her elf, she told her kids that the elf got stuck at that, and that when the kids go to bed, the elf will send a glitter signal to his friends and they'll come rescue him. Smart. So the elf is stuck. So that's really smart. I think that was pretty good because you maintain the magic that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody else said, mysteriously, my husband can't find the little guy. Strange, but I possibly gave it away to a friend for their child after a bottle of wine. I actually don't remember. I could totally see myself doing that, like being like, I can't handle, sitting there with your girlfriend having a bunch of wine and just feeling like, you take it, you want it, you take the elf. I don't want it anymore.
I feel like Daisy it would become a Daisy toy.
Oh yeah, my puppy. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, actually, we had to put when we put up all of our, because I have a couple little like I love Mickey Mouse, so I have a fun Mickey Mouse Santa thing, and she actually, Jerry, he dances and plays music, and Jerry played him for her. She did not know what to think of him. She looked at him. She wanted to eat him, but she was afraid because he was making noise. And so we had to put Mickey Mouse and a couple others on high shelves so Daisy the dog can't get to him. And so including Chris the elf. Chris the elf is high on a shelf. Another person said, well, this is a good practical one if you don't want to be too elusive. One person said she's never done the elf on a shelf, but she'd say the elf couldn't move because he was in such shock by your good or bad behavior.
Yeah.
So that's a good practical if you want to just kind of be more straightforward about it.
Yeah. I saw something where one of my friends posted, who's a therapist, and she was saying like utilizing the elf on the shelf is putting a lot of responsibility on the child and like almost too much for this one thing to have so much power. So I thought that was really interesting. And I also think that there's always, and this is something that we've talked about, and I remember touching base on it a while ago, is like Santa and like parents and, saying all these gifts are from Santa instead of like one, gift or whatever that he brought. And it's just like, there's always parents that go super overboard. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of makes other parents like, and not that you going super overboard doesn't mean that, no shade is given. Like we know everybody wants to provide for their kids and give them the best ever.
Yeah. But everybody has a different way. Yeah.
Well, it's hard for, people that are a little, less fortunate and like they go to the same schools, and that's really, it's such like, oh my gosh, my elf put on a circus and had elf lions, and like, you're just like,
yes. Well, see, that's what happened.
Poor Baker's going to be like, what elf? I don't get an elf.
Elf?
I have to make up some reason why you didn't get a damn elf.
And he's going to, yeah, exactly. Well, that's like the birthday monkeys. Remember the birthday monkeys?
Oh, yeah. See, you ruined it for everybody else.
I know.
Like, this mom would not have to do birthday monkeys.
Monkeys, like, why don't you have birthday? Because the story is, in case you haven't heard the story, Luke, when he was little, he loved monkeys, and I decided that I was going to, I think he was at his dad's house for the night before his birthday. So his dad brought him home that morning. Um, and so I had I redid his whole bathroom and all monkey stuff, and then put all of his presents in the bathroom. So, cause it was, all of his birthday presents, cause it was kind of like, well, the monkey, then I kind of made up a whole little story about how, oh, it's the birthday monkeys. They came and took over your bathroom and brought you these presents or whatever. So then it became like every year, the birthday monkeys leave presents in your bathroom. That's what they do. The birthday monkeys. So he would go to school and say, oh yeah, the birthday monkeys gave me my presents. And the other kids are like, I don't have any birthday monkeys. So lo and behold, come to find out, these other kids are going home telling their parents about the birthday monkeys and asking why they don't have birthday monkeys. Does everybody have birthday monkeys? So exactly, like the other parents are probably going, oh my God, really another thing? First
How dare you?
Elf, and now damn birthday monkeys. And so of course, Luke's dad freaking ruined it because he's like, I had to tell him there were no birthday monkeys because nobody else has them, and he looks stupid talking about it.
Oh.
So he killed the birthday monkeys, but he didn't officially, because even still to this day, I leave his presents in his bathroom. And like this year, he turned 18. So I put some money in his account. And so in his car, I gave him a couple little funny presents and then gave him money in his account. And I put it in the card. I said, the birthday monkeys hacked your bank account. So, so we still, so it's just our little thing now, but yeah,
but that's
monkeys.
Fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, there's people that go overboard and then people that can't afford to go overboard.
Yeah. Or the sad part too, is people, when they say, oh, Santa will bring you all these gifts or he won't bring you any if you're bad.
Yeah.
Well, what about the kids whose families can't afford to get them a pile of fancy gifts? And then it's like, well, wait a minute. Did I not do right? Did I not, am I not worthy? So my parents actually growing up, I remember like other kids that I kind of knew their families didn't have as much money as we did. And we didn't have a pile, but we were okay. My dad was a college professor, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, but my parents were never like super duper extravagant, like they would get, like we would get like a couple gifts from Santa and like, goofy little things in our stocking from Santa. And then gifts from them, from mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
And they weren't like super, looking back. Like I remember thinking, gosh, you got a whatever for Christmas. And, and thinking, being amazed the other kids getting this like whole video console, blah, 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 hundreds of dollars worth of, and, and I'd get like some cool shirts, stuffed animal, couple toys, and there you go. That's it. So my parents were just more conservative with that kind of stuff. They were, I don't know. So again, everybody kind of does things differently, I guess. But it does make me sad when there are kids whose families just literally can't afford to be extravagant, even if they wanted to.
Yeah. We, when we were little, we had one big present from Santa, and then the other ones were, and we got fruit in our stockings. Like how terrible was that? Fruit. We get like oranges and apples.
That is a little depressing, I have to say.
I know. It's so sad. And so I will never do that to Baker, but I will give him, I'm not going to fill up his stocking with a whole bunch of crap because I don't need a whole bunch of crap in my house. But
yes,
we adopted 2 kids this year for, to give gifts to them through his Baker school. And then in lieu of gifts, receiving and giving to our families, we're donating to food pantries or, some kind of food donation because so many people are out of work this year because of COVID and aren't able to even put food on the table, much less gifts.
Yes.
So,
yes. In fact, that reminds me, I need to adopt some families. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, that's great. I love that. I think that's
and
awesome.
Don't forget, like even after the holidays, you can still adopt families. Like you can still do things throughout the year. Just because the holidays are over doesn't mean that people all of a sudden have food on their table.
Right. Exactly.
Clothes on their back.
No, it could be worse actually coming up in January, for people. So that's definitely important.
Sorry to be the Debbie Downer, but I like to be
I know.
have a little touch of reality there too.
Yeah, no, it's very true. It's very true.
So yeah, but I mean, do what you got to do for your family, but just know that I would be ready to field questions from your kids for why don't you get that, or why do they get this and somebody else doesn't get this and stuff like that. So I don't know what the best answer is, because my child's still too young to realize that.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to, remember, we've talked about this before with Luke, because he would get upset that I wouldn't buy him this or buy him that. And so I made him sit down in front of
Oh yeah.
the video of starving children. And I was like, I don't know if this is over the top, but I couldn't handle it anymore. And he was like, I think he was maybe like 4. So
I think he was I don't know. You were
4 or 5. I was living at the Buttonbush house.
Yeah.
So he was older than 3 and younger than 6. So he's somewhere between 3 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I did when I got really sick and tired of him. I felt like, he was being bratty. Why can't I have this? Why can't I have that? Like, there isn't money for it. I don't understand. So I plopped him down in front of the computer and I showed him videos of people starving. So to some people that might seem extreme, but it quelled it. It didn't exactly cure it, but I will say it did quell it to some degree. I said, look, you could live like that. Would you like to live like that? No. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. I mean, I think showing reality is fine, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, and I'm not a professional. So but if you are a professional and you do have the answer, definitely let us know, because I am always willing to learn.
Oh, for sure. Exactly. Or even just something that you've tried that worked, that you felt worked.
That didn't traumatize your child.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't send your child into a spinning, a spiral of depression or something.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought that's funny. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So yeah, if you have an answer for us, or you have a question that you want us to try to field and get our feedback from our following, then we are happy to do so. Hit us up at ican'tmomtodaypodcast@gmail.com.
On Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Don't forget YouTube.
Oh, TikTok. Are you still on TikTok?
And TikTok. Sort of, kind of. I haven't been doing much on the TikTok, so that wouldn't be the ideal place to reach out to us.
Yeah, I need to still get on that.
Yeah.
What the heck? What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Does this thing work? I like watching I watch some of the videos, but as far as posting ourselves, I'm still trying to learn how to do that. So yeah, there you go. But we would love to hear from you. Oh, and don't forget to rate our podcast, please.
Oh yes, please do that.
Please rate us. And that's about it. Till next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.